And again, you know, if you don't like the way that we're doing it, you know, you're more than welcome to go f yourself. Welcome to Cooking with Big Rig. So tonight we're gonna do backstrap. We're gonna do it 2 different ways. I'm gonna take 2 of these backstraps and I'm just gonna season them up like you would a steak and put them out on our pellet smoker. And then I'm gonna take the other 2 and I'm gonna cut them in half, well, butterfly them and then stuff them with cream cheese and jalapenos. First I gotta get my PPE on, so. And of course, Randy and Cody are nowhere to be found to help, so I'm gonna have to tackle this alone. These are 2 backstraps out of a whitetail doe. Took them, prepped them out, cut the silver skin off of them, and we soaked them for about 6 hours in this Allegro marinade. A lot of people say that venison's gamey. If you'll clean your animal the right way, you'll cut off all the silver skin, clean the meat and everything, and then just soak it in some kind of a marinade or even just put the right seasoning on it. You won't taste that gamey flavor, I promise. So, start getting them ready. So I'm gonna start with the Tony's, and because it kind of gives it, it's got a little bit more sodium in it, a little more salt or whatever. So I like to kind of use that as my base, and then once I get the Tony's on there, then I'll come in with the Kinder's Buttery Steakhouse and finish it off. So let's get this seasoned up. So I just kind of like to do a little bit of a shake, and I want to make sure I get every piece of it covered with the Tony's. So I've got the Tony's on there. I'm gonna get the Kinder's, and I'll put a little bit more of this on there because, like I said, the Tony's is just kind of the base. This is what's gonna make it pop. You always gotta make sure you get your ends too. And if I don't ever season the ends, then those are the ones that I like to make sure Randy gets. Okay, so what I've done here is I took a block of cream cheese and I put about, I don't know, probably 40 slices of pickled jalapeno peppers in there. And I like to put a little bit of Tony's in there, kind of add a little bit of flavor. And then I'll take this and you just kind of start folding the jalapenos into the cream cheese. So we're gonna take this and we're gonna take our 2 backstraps that we're gonna wrap in bacon and we'll stuff them with this mixture, and then we'll get our bacon out and get them wrapped up and put on the grill. All right, so I got my cutting board here. I'm gonna get these 2 out. Just gonna simply kind of cut these right down through the middle. You wanna kind of almost make it look a little bit like a hot dog bun. You're gonna stuff that cream cheese and those peppers in there, and then we'll get it wrapped up with bacon. And I'll start taking my cream cheese and jalapeno mixture. You hear that little glob? That's kind of what we got going on here. So a lot of people think that when you start adding a bunch of seasoning and stuff to venison that you're ruining the flavor. But you know, different strokes for different folks, and if you don't like the way that we do it, you can go fuck yourself. Again, we're just gonna hit it, you know, first time with some Tony's. Come back in with the Kinder's Buttery Steakhouse. Everything's better with butter, especially if you got diabetes. On the first episode of Cooking with Big Rig, we got a special guest star, Cousin Cody. So he's coming in here and helping me do a little bit of bacon, wickety wrapping. So here we go.
Get him, Big Rig.
Yeah.
Do I need your special gloves too? Or?
Man, you know what? It probably wouldn't hurt. What's the story with this deer here?
So actually, funny story, this is the doe that my brother shot on King of the Raven, if you guys have seen that, with his shoes off.
So this is kind of a famous deer.
It's a very famous deer if you guys have seen King of the Raven. You know, my brother actually did score some points with this deer, but if you guys remember, you are looking at the reigning King of the Raven. How do you think I did?
That looks like shit.
Oh.
But it's fine. I can save it.
Okay.
I can save it.
This is why it's Cooking with Big Rig and not Cooking with Cody.
You're just a special guest.
I'm just an amateur, man.
Emphasize the special. Once your bacon is cooked good and kind of caramelized and stuff a little bit, I mean, you're basically ready to go.
Yeah.
So,
what do you run your smoker at?
I've got it set on 375 right now. So depending on kind of how big your backstrap is, which, you know, this is a doe, so obviously it's not going to be as big and thick as, you know, what some of them, you know, are off of a buck, but you know, most of the time 350 to 375, and usually take about 30 minutes and ready to go. Okay, so we got our stuffed backstrap off. The regular backstrap that we had, I put it over here.
You need a taste tester, don't
Yeah,
you?
go ahead and go get you some.
Did you do all this?
I did. Yeah. Why? Where were you? You took a shower and disappeared.
MIA.
I had a special
Hey.
guest star though. Your brother actually helped.
It's decent.
So, anyways, we got our stuffed backstrap here. We're gonna get it sliced up. I got some mac and cheese. I got my fried green beans with bacon. We're gonna get everything plated up and ready to eat. And this has been an episode of Cooking with Big Rig. And if you don't like it,